Hi, welcome to Catia 5 video tutorial. It's a generative shape design exercise and I want to create a part very similar to this one. I call this exercise Crossbeam. And I want to use those curves to create this part. You can find both parts as step files in my on my GrabCAD account. I will leave the download link in the video description. So let's have fun with Catia 5. Okay, let's insert at first another geometrical set. So I go for geometrical set and I will call this one base surface. And okay, that's active, and I want to start with two extrudes. I want to extrude this curve, that would be profile 1, this one, and profile 2, that one. So in order to get the directions, if they're not recognized, I could use components directions or that axis system in the back. Okay, let's go for an extrude and start with profile 1. And the direction would be, in this case, let's take a look, would be the Z direction, I suppose. So let's activate that plane. And I want to do it in both directions, and I want to go for mirrored extend, let's say 210. So I got this surface. Next one will be this one. So go for another extrude, select it maybe here, and the direction will be, let's take a look, that would be the Y direction. So I could use that plane. Reverse direction, not symmetric. So I want to go for, let's say, 300, no, not 300, but 700. Let's go for 700. Reverse direction, and the other value should be 0. Like this, and confirm. Now I want to make a face fillet between those two. So go for the first one, the shape fillet. And I want to use this surface right here. And of course, the support should be trimmed. And the second one would be this one. And the fillet should be like this. So those arrows have to show in the opposite direction like that. And let's go for a radius of 200 and confirm. So it looks like this, and that will be my base. So I could rename this one, for example, go to properties and call with this one the base and confirm. Next I want to offset that base surface maybe by 6 mm. So let's go for an offset. I want to offset that base surface, and the offset should be maybe 6 mm. Let's take a look. The other way around, reverse direction, like this, and confirm. And let's rename this one to inner offset or inside offset or inner offset. Let's go for inner offset. Inner offset. And okay. Okay, let's go for this embossment. So let's insert a new geometrical set and call this looks like let's call this a runway. It looks like a runway, so we'll call this runway embossment. Runway emboss or emboss. And okay. So I want to make an extrude with that curve, and that would be, let's take a look at profile. Let's curve 1, profile 1, curve 1, it's curve 1. So go for an extrude with curve 1, make it symmetric and make it maybe 60. And the direction would be, in this case, I think it's the X direction, so I should go for, where's my axis system, for that plane S direction, like that, and confirm. Now I want to split that surface with this surface. So go for a split. I want to split my base surface with that extrude. Let's take a look. Because it's always hard to see, I want to keep both sides or just this one right there. So that's really hard to see. I have to hide that inner offset to see it correct. Yeah, I want this one. And confirm. Let's hide that extrude and make an offset with this surface. So go for an offset with that one, make it, let's say, 6 millimeters. In that direction, that would be okay. You could go for a preview, looks good, and confirm. Okay, so let's hide the split and show the extrude. And let's go for a fillet, a shape fillet. So that would be the shape fillet. And I want to go for, let's say, 3 millimeters. And I want to use that offset and that extrude. Let's take a look for the arrows. That arrow should be the other way around, and there should be a second arrow somewhere. Here it is. Down and down. That should be okay. Let's take a look. Preview. Nope. Let's check it. So that one is wrong. Turn it around and now it should work. Yes. And confirm. Quite nice. Let's show our base surface, the base. And again, make a fillet. Make it 2 millimeter here. So go for, let's see if it works, for that shape fillet here, and I want to use this one and that one. Let's take a look for the arrows. This should go up, yes, and this should go to the outside. Could be okay. Let's do 2 millimeter. And make a preview. Looks pretty good, and confirm. Great. and I've got my runway emboss. Let's insert another geometrical set. I want to do that square emboss here. So please note that would be right now the complete surface. So I will rename this one to base 1 of first step or whatsoever. Let's just call this base underline 1. And next step would be this one, base underline 2 or step 2. So it's easy to find. Now for a new geometrical set, and I will call this one square emboss. Square it's the other way around. Square emboss. Okay, and this should be children of this one. It should be go here and change geometrical set and make it the part 2 as last position, like that, and the base 2 is just here because it was selected. I could go from here, that's okay. Now I need a plane. I will define a plane by that curve. So go for a plane, make it with a planar curve. Where is it? Through planar curve, lock the lock and select that curve, and that would be, let's check, curve 2. Okay, now I got this plane and I want to use a sweep. So that plane, I could leave the plane here because it contributes to the square emboss. So go for a sweep. It should be a line with reference surface. The guide curve would be this one, curve 2. The reference surface might be that plane. And I want to go for 60 degrees. Let's see, 60 degrees. But in that direction. And the length could be maybe 80 to one side and maybe 10 or 20 to the other side. Doesn't really matter. Let's make a preview. That's okay. So that's too much. So let's go for maybe 5. Preview. That's more like it. And confirm. Now I need a top surface, and I could do that with the plane and that curve. So I will split that plane with this curve and I will get a surface. So go for split this plane with that curve, and let's take a look. Hard to see. I think that's the correct one. And now I got here a surface. That's quite interesting. Now I want to go for another shape fillet. And that shape fillet should be 3 millimeters. And the first surface would be that split, and the second one would be the sweep and split, yes, and this should be the other way around. Make a preview, looks good, and confirm. Another shape fillet. So that would be the last fillet, the fillet 4, this one, that surface, with the base 2, this one. Let's check the arrows. The first one in that direction is, well, it's really hard to tell. Where's the second one? Here's the second one. The second one goes in up, that's okay, and this should go to the outside. That's hard to tell. Let's make a preview. Yes, and confirm. And I got my square emboss. Nice. Next I want to do a stripe emboss with that line right here. Therefore I need to project it to that surface. That would be the base. So let's make a new geometrical set, and it further should be part 2, yes, and call this one stripe emboss. That's okay. Now go for project, not normal but along a direction, and this should be projected. The support would be that surface, that would be base 3, yes, and the direction would be, that's the X direction, this one, so I could go for that plane. Nearest solution and no smoothing, and confirm. So maybe, just maybe, make this in a different color so it's easier to see. So go for maybe pink. Nice. Now I need parallel curves. So let's check, there's parallel. This curve should be on that surface as support, and I want to do it maybe 7 millimeters or 6 millimeters, doesn't really matter. Let's go for 7 millimeter. I need no point, only one side, yes, so make a preview. It's here and confirm. So maybe make those 2 lines maybe like this, so it's easier to see. Okay. Now I need another parallel curve to the same one. Support would be again this one, again 7 millimeters, but I want to reverse the direction and confirm. And again make this go for, well, let's use this one, select this one and then that one. So if I would have hit, which I didn't, so go for this one, go for that curve and then go to this one. But it should be the other way around. Great. So undo, undo, okay, go for that brush, select this one and then that one. No, that's okay. Now I need 2 planes, so I will go for a plane normal to a curve. So here's my plane, go for normal to curve, yes, select that one, but not middle, go for an end point and select this end point and confirm. Then go for another one, select again that same curve, go for another end point, that end point and confirm. Now I want to split that surface with those 2 planes and those lines. So go for split, I want to cut that, still that base 3 surface, and I want to use this plane, that plane, the other side, and then I want to use that curve right here. Great. And then I want to use this curve and choose the other side. So got that stripe and confirm. Great. And there's still my base 3. Because that video will be a very lengthy one, I will make 2 parts. So I will finish with that stripe right here and the first part, and I will continue with the second part, which I will upload soon. So hope you enjoyed this one up to this point. If you did, please give it a like or leave a comment. If you want to see more, please give it a like or leave a comment. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my Facebook cat fan page. Would be very nice of you. Thanks for watching. See you to the second part. Bye bye.